First of all, they could win all the money in the world. They could win $8 million. But if you don't have $8 million, none of that matters.
Ways to game Klarna, thinking they ain't gonna find your ass. Well, apparently they want their $130 million back because they have started dropping lawsuits.
Starting later this year, FICO, the main company behind credit scores, will begin including your buy now, pay later payments in your credit score.
But instead of you paying off your Afterpay, you then further put it on a credit card, meaning you're delaying the payment twice.
Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, all of those types of services, they are all dischargeable in a bankruptcy. So what usually happens is these entities are actually withdrawing out of your checking account or via debit card.
So I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the whole buy now, pay later scheme has run its course. Klarna was about to go bankrupt, said, you know what? I got you. We're getting the attorneys after you. We're going to make sure we get our money back. I mean, it's really broken down to report, collect, sue. And that's what they're going for. You know, Discover and all those guys, they did their thing getting their money back with all those college debtors. And they're about to do the same thing when you split that hamburger or that taco. They said, you know what? I'm getting my money back for that taco. Watch this. Hold my beer. So let's get to the bottom of this. Some great videos. I think the buy now, pay later is running its course and everybody's kind of figuring out, you know what? They are going to report it to my FICO score. I might not be able to buy a house because of the handbag I bought 2 years ago and decided not to pay for. Or that Carnival cruise that I decided to report to fraud and then go on it. Yeah, that happened too. Let's get to it.
This just in, buy now, pay later companies will now be reporting your payments to the credit bureaus. Here's what that means for you. This could negatively impact your credit score if you don't play their game perfectly. So if you've ever used Affirm or Klarna or PayPal installment loans to make a purchase, it tells me a few things. Number one, you've created some bad financial habits. You've relied on lenders. You've fallen for the psychological marketing trick of seeing a lower number in that cart, which causes you to overspend every single time. And if you're one of the 44% of people who have missed a payment, this is really going to hurt you now that it affects your credit score, on top of the late fees, on top of the insane interest rates it can trigger. So buying now and paying later is a recipe to be broke now and broke later.
So they did some studying and they figured out that if you can pay later, you'll finish that cart 40% more. And then not only did they do that, they went and did a deal with the retail provider and said, you know what? Not only do they actually buy it 40% more, we want 6% from you too, Mr. Retailer. So they're only getting it from one end, they're getting it for the other. And then when you miss a couple of payments, they got you. They got you. You know? they gonna get you at 33.5%. Did you read the fine print? That burger you decided to split up over 3 or 4 months is gonna wind up costing you triple. Play that game. And I'm telling you, I told you in the video I did before on Klarna that there's no gaming this. They said, you know what? No interest if you pay it back in the term they asked you to, but you know how many people actually do that? Very little.
I'm never going to burn my bridges with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. I'm going to pay them before my car note, my light bill, my water bill, rent, any other bill can wait. But those, we are forever besties.
So you mean to tell me y'all limit with Klarna is $5,000? I even seen somebody said theirs is $10,000. Somebody said their account with Affirm is at $15,000. What? Y'all, I did not know they went over $1,000. I thought it was just like some shit you can do when you ain't got no money. I'm really new to Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, like all of that. I didn't know they offer so many limits. I didn't even know we can buy so much stuff, y'all, like, because most of my limits was $500 or $600.
This country has $1.2 trillion worth of outstanding credit card debt, and Klarna, Afterpay, and all those guys just added to it. I don't think the people that they were allowing to get this money actually knew that that Gucci bag that they allowed you to have a limit for $2,000 or $3,000, the likelihood of them paying you back is going to be very little. But what they did do is they attached it to the social security number. You can never buy a car because they're going to wreck your credit. They're going to sue you and garnish your wages at the percentage of 33.5% or whatever it may be. They're all going to probably be different depending on your credit score, however it may be. But your credit score is toast. Your credit score is toast. And many people are paying back their buy now, pay laters with their credit card. I just can't. You know, I come on here to try to help people with finances, help them save an emergency fund, how to buy real estate, how to sell real estate. But this kind of stuff is what keeps people poor. If it's going to wind up in a landfill in 3 to 5 years, you probably shouldn't afterpay it. Unless it's food and you're starving to death, but they will get theirs out of that Taco Bell.
Oh Lord, Klarna is a coming, y'all. They coming for you. All these people I see on here with their Klarna hacks, Klarna tricks, ways to game Klarna, thinking they ain't gonna find your ass. Well, apparently they want their $130 million back because they have started dropping lawsuits. They hired a lawyer in all 50 states and they are sending out the demand letters. So if you've been putting your sushi on Klarna like a moron, you need to know you still gonna have to pay. All y'all thought y'all had hacked Klarna or figured out how to get away with free money, you ain't got away with shit. And what's happening is these judges are going to do judgments. They will garnish your wages. They're gonna get that money, honey.
Especially if you're like a W-2 employee. They're gonna have a million ways from Sunday to get that money. Unless you're just a professional deadbeat and you don't keep a job very long, get paid in cash, and you don't live anywhere. But when they wreck your credit, when you go to get a rental somewhere, you go to rent a house, first thing they're gonna do is check your credit. If you go to buy a house, these are going to show up on your credit score, the ones you've defaulted on. They are gonna count as your debt to income to getting a loan. When you go to buy a car, it's going to be on there too. These things are not going away. We live in the day and age where there's a paper trail for everything.
Would you look at here? Buy now, pay later will now factor into your credit score after Klarna reported over $130 million in unpaid customer debt. It was only a matter of time. Like, I saw this coming a few miles away. Because if you've been following me, you know I've been talking about buy now, pay later apps for a long time, like well over a year. And it's not that I'm against the actual service. I'm against people using them irresponsibly. Because a lot of people were just...
So I was at a real estate meeting the other day, and a guy was at day 28, found out his client had a whole bunch of Klarna Afterpay stuff. Wrecked the deal. Didn't get to buy the house. It's kind of like opening that Home Depot card the day before you go to close, and the underwriter rejects you because of this outstanding debt. These things are going to come back to haunt people. You're not going to get away with this stuff because they're just going to tap their buddy, and they're going to tap the credit card company and let them know that this person owes me something. And then FICO is reinventing the credit score world just to get you for buy now, pay laters. Like, it is coming. It is reportable. Don't listen to all the TikTokers that say that you can just do this and get it, get rid of it, or this and have it expunged, or this and file for bankruptcy. If you ain't got money to pay for a Taco Bell, you ain't got money for a lawyer. And yes, I said ain't, because you don't have money for a lawyer. That person's gonna get you out of this because they're gonna have a lawyer. He's gonna be standing in a courtroom with a stack of papers just dealing people. One after another, after another, after another. And if you don't know what you're doing, they got you.
Okay, so if you buy now, pay later, most of the time, come on in the room because I got something for you. Okay? You may not like this, but I'm just giving you the information. All right, so it says, big update. If you use buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, Afterpay, or Affirm, okay, starting later this year, FICO, the main company behind credit scores, will begin including your buy now, pay later payments in your credit score. Okay, so it says that means if you miss payments, your score could go down, which we already know about credit, why it was invented. We ain't gonna go in there. Okay, it says, but if you pay on time, it could actually help build your credit, especially if you don't have much credit history. Okay, this change was announced on June 20th, okay, of this year, and it's first for credit scoring. So, just a reminder. Okay, so it says, just remember that those 30... Okay.
My biggest thing is that if you're not skilled with debt, don't use debt. It is a double-edged sword. And you only use debt to buy things that make you money, not things that depreciate the moment they go out the door. 99% of the stuff that you're buying at this store is going to be in the dumpster in 3 to 5 years. You're going to go in debt to do it. Please don't do this. Get you a debit card, cut up the credit card. If you're at this level and you're not buying food with it, cut up the credit card. The credit card is, if you can be disciplined and use a credit card, go for it, get your points. But if you have that emotional urge to buy stuff, get you a debit card, cut everything up. And if you can't handle the debit card, cut that up, just use cash. and that's hard to do in this day and age because not everywhere will accept cash or it's just really problematic. But you got to get crafty. This stuff is baked against you. This is like the gambling house. You don't go to Las Vegas and win, okay? There's the reason why they have the biggest buildings in the city, okay? There's a reason why they have boats floating out there on the water to let you gamble. It's to make money, not for you to make money.
Okay.
Do you understand what this means? I would like you to explain kind of what's happening here.
I'm not paying it right away, and I can pay it later.
So this is how I look at this. This is the way you're doing it.
Okay.
You want to go make a purchase.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to pay for it all right now, so I'm going to put it on Afterpay.
Yeah.
So that I make multiple payments on it.
Yeah.
But instead of you paying off your Afterpay, you then further put it on a credit card, meaning you're delaying the payment twice.
Right.
You're afterpaying your Afterpay.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Meaning you're never making your payments. You're only stacking up what you owe at any given time.
At 30% interest. I don't understand. Comment down below. Please tell me, why would you be doing this? I understand that there's a lot of people who want to do this, but this is just not financially responsible. Maybe I am just in left field. I don't understand what is that important unless you have to buy food with it. I get that. Talked about that on my last video. But comment down below what you would be buying Afterpay because you can't afford it. Is it the cost of living has gone up so much that you have to? Is it that in order to have shoes to go to work, you gotta use Klarna or Afterpay? Or are you just buying stuff? And that's what I would really wonder. Are we just buying stuff here?
Klarna is not for the broke. If you don't have money for a purchase up front, do you think splitting it into 4 payments is financially smart? And let me find out you're not putting that payment on a credit card, making the minimum payment, racking up interest charges. It's now costing you more than what you were originally going to pay for. Please be smart.
I'm guessing that you've reached the credit card limit, so you have 500 or 1,000. Then you're going to go to Klarna and you're just going to keep stacking up. Here's the thing. These Afterpay, buy now, pay later companies have realized that if they can just keep increasing the limit that you'll take, they just keep giving you more and more rope to get yourself with. And they know you're going to keep taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it at 30% interest, 29% interest, 28% interest, 30% interest, and just keep taking it, keep taking it, keep taking it. Don't play their game. This is a complete con job. This is you defeating yourself financially. This is meant for you to fail. This is not meant for you to have cool clothes. It's meant for you to fail.
For those of you that have not been paying your Klarna debt, go do it now. Because tell me why I just saw a video of them filing bankruptcy. We can't lose it. Klarna is like our bestie. We can't.
Yeah, the rumor is that they could file bankruptcy because they've lost all this money. They're not going to file bankruptcy. What they're going to do is they're going to sell your debt to somebody out there that's going to come hound you for the rest of your life. And they're going to get it at 29, 30% interest. And it's going to be really hard to get rid of them, really hard to bankrupt. They're going to wreck your credit. They're going to get theirs. And they're going to play the scale game because there's going to be some people that they're not going to catch. But the other ones, they're going to get them. And they're going to get them good. Most of the outstanding credit card debt, I believe, is interest. It's not on the little amount. It's on how much interest was racked up over you not paying. Because it accelerates. This is where they get you. They just keep giving it to you and giving it to you and allowing you to financially destruct. This is geared against you. This game is rigged. Don't play the rigged game.
Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, all of those types of services, they are all dischargeable in a bankruptcy. So what usually happens is these entities are actually withdrawing out of your checking account or via debit card.
Here's the thing. Yeah, they're probably just dischargeable. If you can hire an attorney, if you can hire her at $300 an hour to get rid of your bankruptcy or to get rid of your debt. That's how the game works. They got a lawyer, you don't. Okay, and if you're not able to represent yourself, she's expensive. I mean, last time I looked at somebody doing a bankruptcy, I was like $5,000 or $10,000, depending on how big your problem is. But they ain't cheap. It's like getting a divorce. Okay, you're divorcing your debt.
So they're going to continue to do that unless you put a stop to it. When you file for bankruptcy, they all get notice as long as you give us the information for all of these accounts, and then they are mandated, I should say, to stop withdrawing out of your bank account. Sometimes they don't because they don't get noticed immediately. So at the end of the day, you actually have to put a stop to it. But just to answer the general question, yes, all of that is absolutely dischargeable in the...
And the judge has to say yes. The judge has to agree with you. But if there's wanton fraud, waste, and just you on TikTok saying you're never going to pay it back, I guarantee you that judge is going to take that into account. And the odds of, I'm not a lawyer, the odds of you getting that discharge when that judge has seen what you're posting, good luck with that. Good luck. And when they decide not to expel the debt or when they keep taking it out of your account after you've hired her, she's going to charge you more to go after them longer to get that to stop. Lawyers aren't free. It's like the idea of suing people. I always ask them, oh, you want to sue somebody? You ever sued somebody? A lot harder than you think it's going to be.
Okay, if somebody is suing you for a debt that you owe, they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win. But also, it might not matter to you if they do. First of all, they could win all the money in the world. They could win $8 million. But if you don't have $8 million, none of that matters. You know what I mean? At a certain point, if you're broke enough, you're so broke that you're this thing called judgment proof. Meaning the judgment doesn't even matter because you don't have shit to give them anyway. It's one of the more beautiful parts about being broke. It's the credit card debt equivalent of that meme where Tweety Bird says, just call the cops. I don't care. I'll have sex with them. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You win all the little court cases you want in the whole world. Doesn't mean I have your money. Now, the parts of this that could be upsetting, they might garnish your wages from your paycheck. Bleh. But usually they don't take like all of it at once. They only take a little bit over a long period of time. So one of my friends got her wages garnished. She didn't even realize it happened until the accountant at her work was like, hey, your garnishment's done. She was like, what? They could seize your car, but if it's a shit car, they won't want.
So this is the thing about with real estate tenants. When you're a renter and you're at like month 10, maybe 9, 11, and you decide to stop paying, this is a little unknown fact. The odds of that landlord going after you is going to be slim to none if you just wrote out the rest of the lease. Because the amount it would cost to get a lawyer to come after you versus what they get is not worth it. So when you talk about judgment proof people, totally real. You know, somebody that owns nothing, have no job, no W-2, no nothing, gonna drag them to court, pay an attorney to sue them to get a judgment. They'll never own anything. I think a judgment only lasts like 20 years. What are you gonna do with that? And it's like, sooner or later, they're not worth anything. If they don't own any real estate, they don't own anything, good luck. If they own their own, state of Florida, they have a homestead, very little money. You attach a judgment to the homestead, can't force the sale of it. It sits there until it just kind of runs out of gas. Have to track them down for the next 30 years. Not that easy. And what she's saying has a lot of merit. And she probably plays this game. And it's frustrating dealing with the bottom of the barrel. And I think that's what Klarna is going to run into is this, well, I can't squeeze blood from a turnip, okay? And what we're going to see, you know, just like with the real estate world, some of this is more complicated than it looks, but I do think they will knock a dent in your credit score. And you will have a hard time and you will pay more for stuff. Your interest rate on things is going to be way higher when your credit score is 450, 500, you know, not quite 600. Buying a house is going to be tough. And if you try to stack up any money, well, they got a judgment against you. So that's where I think we are with a lot of this. This is game changing. That they're going to rewrite the way the FICO score works. They're going to find a way to get theirs. They're going to report this. What do you think about this? Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I enjoy like doing these type of videos. On to the next rabbit hole. I've gone down so many rabbit holes on these videos. If you happen to be looking for real estate on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama, I'd be happy to help you. Emails down below. And if you're looking for a real estate agent anywhere in the country, I can help you find one. See you guys in the next video.